I need to make it across here. Let me see what's up ahead. Oh, that archer is still here. I need to get past him. He can still see me. How do I get rid of him? My wraith can hardly get close. I certainly cannot. What can I do? I must get out of range. If it weren't for these creatures, this would be a beautiful place, I think. My people would have built great things here, if they had the chance. Certainly could not be gone. Is it? Ah, he is. Excellent. Now, onward. What else lies ahead? What else is out there, waiting for me? Urag, you had better appreciate this. I certainly hope that these books of Shalador can offer some enlightenment. What an amazing place, though. Aha. I had a feeling it would have been too easy going straight through that large opening. Hopefully this Atronach can take care of this thing. Oh my gosh, they're tough. Are you kidding me? It was a storm atronach. And it brought it down. How can I possibly compare to these? I haven't the training. I simply must get it. There. Take that. I'll take those. Vile creature. I don't know what you are, but you're no Falmer. You are nothing like I remember. You are vile, wicked, and disgusting. I have no pity for you. What is around these corners? So many twisting caverns, corridors. And this, all of this, practically on the doorstep of solitude. And the Nords are oblivious to it. Fools. Although, I hear tell that Solitude is ruled by the Imperials. More or less. And another one down. You steal my coin. You inhabited my people's dwellings. You foul it with your stench. These things disgust me.
Well, hello and welcome. My name is Joe, and I am the Panicked Monk, and you're watching Lost in Time, a Dwemer's Tale. And we are still slogging our way through Forgotten Crevice. Szenac is becoming, I would say, fairly agitated and tired of dealing with the Falmer. I think in part he is really disgusted with himself, as well as the creatures. But more so disappointed, or I think he thought himself to be better than he is. I mean, really, he's never really experienced combat, not like this. Certainly not alone. Any training that he's done has been just that, training. To experience actual combat, life and death, is a much different situation. So I think he is disappointed and a little annoyed, and figured that it would be, well, it wouldn't be like this. So he's kind of projecting his own, I don't know, self-disappointment. He's projecting that onto the Falmer, I think, and he's just kind of, he's starting to grow tired. Everything has happened that has happened. It's been kind of a roller coaster ride. It just hasn't stopped. And I think he's starting to become a little fatigued. Obviously, we have a trap here, so he's got to try to get past this and see what's ahead. Oh, yeah. Should have figured that, huh? Okay, well, it looks like we sprung the trap, avoiding damage, and in some way, somehow, the gate that sprung has trapped the Falmer. So this is actually working to our advantage. So we're gonna take advantage of this situation and do what we can to eliminate these things before we burn to death via lightning. We do have a mage. She's the first thing that we need to take care of, some way or another. So again, Szenac's mental state, he's growing tired. He really needs to rest his mind. I mean, he's had rest physically, but what he needs to do is just kind of, he needs to learn to meditate. I guess for lack of another means. I mean, he just killed his wraith, so he's obviously off. He can't even hardly handle the staff. So what he needs to do is he needs to reset his mind. He needs to be able to somehow quiet his mind so that he can focus and clearly come to grips with what has happened, where he is, and what's transpired, and come to the conclusion that there's nothing he can do about it except to adapt. For his confused and trying as this all has been, the fact remains there's nothing he can do about it. So he needs to come to terms with that and just deal with it. And right now, up until this point, he really hasn't. He's kind of had some introspection on a few things, but nothing that's really helped him come to terms with his situation. And that's kind of where he's at. He's kind of in a fragile mental state. And now, as this opening dialogue has shown, that fragile mental state of his is beginning to wear him down, and now he's projecting his frustration and his anger upon the Falmer. And whether or not, the Falmer's state of being is their own fault, we may never know. Whether it is a function of their meddling with things they couldn't control or understand, or if this truly is a state brought to be from the Dwemer themselves. We may never know. But ultimately, it really doesn't matter. Because regardless of how the Falmer came to be, does not change Szenac's situation. He's here, and he has to deal with it. Plain and simple.
Such a large colony. This must have been, it had to have been, a raiding party. A camp. Getting prepared to invade the surface. Solitude. Dawnstar? I don't know. I must be getting close. This must be close to being beneath Solitude. With this level of sophistication, this level of organization, surely they must know that Solitude is ruled by the Imperials, by the Cyrodiils. They couldn't hope to defeat Cyrodiil and Skyrim, the Nords and the Imperials, could they? Perhaps they simply just don't care. Or they don't know, but I find that hard to believe. They raise these creatures, these Chars. I do remember Chars. I do know of them. They've changed little over the millennia. But somehow, these wild beasts of the Under have been domesticated. How were these creatures, how are these things able to do that? To be honest, I don't know if we Dwemer ever really cared to try to domesticate them, to be completely honest with myself. But still, it's worth noting. I thought there might be one in there. See, they locked him up, like, in pastures. Wretched creatures. Yet, a level of sophistication that's admirable. I don't know what these things are. These so-called Falmer. but they revile me and intrigue me all at once. How can this be? How can this be? This one is tough. Bring it down, bring it down. Oh, the acid. The poison it spits. I remember more than one hunting party, rather hearing of more than one hunting party, coming back maimed or short because of these things. And the vile poisonous acid they spit. Oh, this looks suspicious. Let's see if we can find anything out. I have a feeling these huts are not empty. Nope. And a mage. I must retreat quickly. Certainly they are not dead. Out of range, perhaps, but not dead. No. I didn't think so. They're both still very much alive. Ah! Damn it! Sense burning magic on dual kills. Ah! Get away! Run! Burning cold. I'll have to deal with you. Gotcha. Ugh. Hideous, disgusting, vile. Must press onward. I could see a great Dwemer city under here. Amazing bones to work with. The space would lend itself well. Great furnaces, forges. Yes, definitely. Alchemy shops, for certain. So many natural resources wasted on these things. Every corner. It's as if they're just waiting for us. Ah. Come on. Ugh. Enough. Come on. And done. Now what? This would make a great shaft for a lift to the surface. Oh, so much potential. Something back there. I know it's not the time, but goodness, this is beautiful. Come on. I need a way to get my rays back there. Got nothing to connect it to. Ah, damn it. An archer. My back, retreat, reset. Now, if I go around that corner, we'll be waiting. Come on, you. Come on. Come on. Ugh. Ha 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 ha. look through you already. Come on, follow me. We've got to get through this gate. I think there's still an archer to contend with. Well, the gate is open. Hopefully I can cast inside now. I know there's an archer in here. I know there is. Oh, yes, there is. They are deadly. Go! Go! Far enough ahead. A little bit of cover. Come on. Well, he found you. It found you. I remember the slaves. Their skin was pale, like moonlight. And though they could not see, they were regal somehow. They stood tall and proud. And though it took them some time, as I understand it, to adapt to being sightless, they did so with poise and grace. Naturally, they were forbidden to do magic. I believe the mushrooms curbed that as well as taking their sight. But they were nothing like these. I heard stories. I heard stories of how the slaves cared for their children. Such nurturing. Such love. I always swore if I ever had a child, I would raise them as the Falmer did. The Dwemer way was cold and hard. And though there was love, there was caring. It was calculated. Everything had a point. Everything had meaning. It was too staged. And yet, I remember singing, mostly at night. I remember Dwemer mothers. I remember lullabies. I remember hearing the echoes of the sing-song lullabies of mothers. And their children. It was weird. It was odd. But there was a point in the day where it was hard to distinguish the songs of the Falmer and the songs of the Dwemer. Many of the tunes, many of the hymns were the same, or similar. So it seemed. Only the words differed. The Dwemer words I could understand. The Falmer, of course, I could not. What have we here? I must get out of here. No matter. These creatures are neither. These creatures are neither the caring, cold love of the Dwemer, nor the warm nurturing of the Falmer. These are beasts. Beasts slain. They're nothing more than wolves. They're dogs. Feral. And ravenous. And must destroy them all. What am I saying? It's foolish. How could I possibly destroy them all? I'm tired. Damn it. Ah. And another one down. What else lies ahead? Oh. How many of these things are down here? Come on. Come on. Take that. Haha. Ah. come on. Are there any more? Let's go find out. No. No. Not right now. I will take all of that. The helmet looks interesting. There are properties about it. I'll have to investigate when I get back to the college. I don't know if I like the look of that. Nothing more up here. Look at that. Well, I have no other choice. That is where I have to go. I'm far too deep to turn back. I must find these books. Or a book. I don't even know how many there are. What do we have here? Ah, damn it. Mage. Ice spikes. Damn it. Come on. Enough already. Another one. Bastard. Come on. You think about fighting uphill. Hmm? Bastard. Take that. What do you have? I'll take those. You don't need them. You don't deserve them. Alright, let us look again. Nothing. Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining Szenac and myself as we continue our crawl through Forgotten Crevice. We are almost done, believe it or not, and we will finish this up in our next episode. So until then, safe journeys.